needs to turn the light on. All right. It says I got a couple people watching, but I'll wait a little bit longer before I pose a very important question. Well, it says I got 3. For now, I'll keep cleaning. Oh, 12 people, the number is going up. Oh, 27. All right. Good amount of people. Well, I guess I'll get started for the 0 people that are talking in chat, as is tradition. All right. It says I have people watching. I'm going to pose a very important question to the chat, even though this is a dictatorship instead of a democracy. Do we want to kick the antifreeze next time I walk by? You know what? That's going to happen at some point. All right. Do we want to, A, replace the throttle position sensor on my MR2 that broke? So that's this guy. Or B, do we want to work on a new project, the K truck, and remove the carb and rebuild it, which I've never done. I've never dealt with a carb. So I'm posing the question, but I already have an answer in my head. But you guys have 49% of the vote, so I may be swayed. So MR2, K truck, what do we want to see? Do we want to rebuild a carb and potentially have it never work again? Or do we want to do something that's theoretically simple? That's a sick carb. Are you friends with either C Boys TV? I have no idea what that is. Can I show the MIM connection? Sure. I'll do that while people are still voting on what they want to see. Oil seal O-ring doing now. I don't have very good light in here, so I don't know how much you'll see. But Sea Boys are a group of guys from Minnesota that do crazy awesome stuff. Wow. Sounds like me. I do a lot of crazy awesome stuff. All right, here's your MIM with the plug that comes in. And it's pretty straightforward. You got black goes to ground, which mine goes over there. And then they have a pretty good guide. But all you do is you just splice it into different pins that they say out of different parts of the body harness. So this is not how it should be done. But that's the MIM connector. And then when you turn the key in the ignition, it takes like 10 seconds for the gauge cluster to kind of catch up and power on and start reading everything. All right, 2 more minutes for people to decide what they want. Actually, you know what? I don't care. It's going to be carb. We're going to work on the carb. And as everybody can see, I did a good amount of organizing and cleaning up. Case swapping next week. Good luck. Good luck and have fun. And if anyone was curious what my winter parking situation looks like, we got that clearance. We got this clearance. And then we got that. Pretty sweet. But, yeah, I'm leaning towards carb. So that's what we're going to try and do. And then for the people that aren't familiar, this is a K truck. Imported from Japan. So right-hand drive. And the motor is actually in the bed. Nope, not a diesel. It's a 660cc 3-cylinder gas motor. But that's what we're gonna do. And one of the cool features is all these can fold down. Which will make it easier for me to climb in and out of. And another unique feature about at least the Honda one is that the motor is right here. It's technically mid-engine. So technically I have a garage of 2 mid-engine vehicles, which is pretty badass. That being said, we'll work on that next time. Right now we're gonna do K-Truck. And what's probably gonna happen is I'm gonna take apart this carb. It's never gonna work again. Then I'm gonna have to order one off eBay. So we can get started on that. That's right, 2 mid-engine cars. How many people have a garage with 2 mid-engine cars? Only like Ferrari collectors. Nope. That's probably a 14 back there. Now everybody can watch me fumble around looking for tools. Because actually, you know what I'm going to do? I need proper organized. I am organized. I don't know what you're talking about. So, bed of the truck will actually be my workbench. And then anybody that tuned in the last 2 weeks with the Miata, I drove it a little bit today and the coolant was still boiling. All right, wise guy. That's coolant, it's not oil. The oil is clearly in the oil section, all right? Look at that, I am organized. See all this? All right. I believe these are 14. They sure are. And I will get this guy. I wish I was that much of a baller. All right, so we're gonna start with taking the engine cover off. Yo, my boy D Jackson. All right. So I have zero experience with carbs, so I'm hoping people will chime in as I do this, but I'll figure it out. But I think I understand. I know the general principle of how a carb works. What's happening? That's a good question. I don't know what's happening. Oh, this really sucks to do with one hand. There we go. Engine cover off. I'll put her there. There she is. In all its glory. Because, hold on. What kind of car? Honda Active, K-Truck. I put it up to a vote, and everybody says the K-swapped MR2 is stupid. They want to see the K-Truck, so I'm just here listening to the chat. But found a Sharpie. To my understanding, no LaCroix this time, unfortunately. I don't know how I'm going to draw this. Pretty much, you have your throttle body with a valve, and then you have right after it, as it opens, you have the air flow through, and the carb essentially is just a little pin, a little tube that has a bunch of fuel in there. And as the air flows through, the pressure here decreases because it's a little Venturi effect, and that sucks the fuel out of the tube and goes into the cylinder. I am a lefty. Actually, no, I'm holding my phone with my right, so that was all opposite hand. That's a pretty good diagram, though. So we got our fuel. Fuel flows into here because as air moves faster, pressure decreases. So it's going to suck the fuel in there. It's going to give it the old sug. And that all happens right here. It's a very simplified way. The bed does not dump. I wish I had the dump feature. It's too much money. Too much money. And actually, I'm going to move this light closer so we can see what we're doing. You've got enough of a dumpy anyway. Okay. Fix your overheating issue on the Miata. I drove it today a little bit longer for the first time down the road and filled it with gas. And when I parked it, I think I heard the coolant boiling. So I'm not very optimistic on that we fixed it last time. All right, so doing this one-handed is gonna kind of suck. So for anybody that works on any old Japanese equipment, old Japanese motorcycles or old Japanese cars, you're gonna know that all these Phillips heads are actually a different standard. It's actually not the same shape as what we use. They have a JIS standard. So it's really easy to strip these, so we gotta be careful. And that's the sound of being careful. Yeah, it's a 3-cylinder. 1, 2, 3. 3-cylinder is a Fury. It's pretty zippy, they would say. So this is the carb here. So intake box, carb, throttle body. You press the pedal, pulls this, opens that valve. So now we just need to disconnect the intake. All right, hold on. This stream's getting too hot. I gotta take my sweater off. I'm getting hot and bothered already. So this actually might work better for a camera angle this time because I'm not under a car. I'm over a car. Also, all of these have been in place since whenever this was built, 93, I think. Or 97, maybe. So I need to be careful not to break all these. Just swap shirts on camera. So we should be able to just pop this off. I'm gonna put the phone down for a second. I should also give a little bit of backstory as to why I'm doing this. So long story short, it runs like shit. It was running fine. And then as some of you may know, I bought a car that sat for 12 years, and I had nowhere to go with the gas. So I decided to put it into this very slow.